Hey, I'm Josh. We're back to a new regular show video, and we're back with the next 3 episodes on my regular show review series. And yeah, this is the next 3 episodes of season 3. And we start with the first one, which is another good one. And it starts with Mordecai having 2 tickets to this robot-like movie. And, of course, Rigby is wanting to go, but he says that he's only got 2 tickets, and he's going to ask Margaret to go with him. And, yeah, he's prepping himself, saying that he can do this. And then when he looks out, or in the window, or at the door, he sees... No, the window, sorry, not the door. He sees this guy nailing on his knee, and her saying, yes, yes. And Rigby is miserable looking after he believes that Margaret just got engaged. And yeah, he looks miserable, which, yeah, Rigby is of course coming over to check on him. And even saying that Mordecai looks awful. And yeah, even set him up for online dating. And yeah, we're finding partners is a fine howdy-do. And even having his own profile, likes video games, goofing off, grilled cheese, and dislikes raking leaves. Yeah, like that's gonna get some girls to get him, which he actually gets 12 girls interested, and he of course goes over and to some, and yeah, we see a few at least that he goes with, and not most of them that he of course is interested. And then we see this girl CJ, which she's quite an interesting character. I don't know exactly if she does return later in the show, of course. Again, this show does have 8 seasons, and we are still in season 3, so there is a chance that, at least for me, that I will see this character again. Again, I don't know for certain if she does return. Maybe so, but I'm, again, not sure exactly. But yeah, she's an interesting, character. And of course, Mordecai is just confessing of why he's so down, and she actually goes and cheers him up, and yeah, doing good at the games at the arcade, and them eating grilled cheeses together, and of course, him saying that he's not into dating, or interested in dating right now, which she does say that they can just be friends. And yeah, them just doing different things together. And yeah, just really cool, I would say, these two. And then, right when he's going to ask the question if she wants to go to the movie that he was going to ask Margaret to, right before he can even finish, she's like, yes, I would definitely love to go with you. Yeah, he didn't even get to finish saying it, and she was like, yes, I will. I definitely would love to go with you to the movie. And then Mordecai sees Margaret, and she's like, I haven't seen you all day. Or it's like, I haven't seen you in a while. And she's like, you better not have started going to a different coffee place, or I would go broke without y'all. And then she's like, I would like to meet someone, which he's like, I don't have enough time. And it's that guy that we saw earlier. And yeah, we hear that music again. That was before, and Rigby is wondering if he's all sad again. And Benson and Skips comes over, and of course, yeah, Benson actually says something actually pretty surprising for Benson, I would say. That actually seems to help Mordecai. And yeah, Skips tells Mordecai about just go and tell her how you feel. And Rigby goes out to help him as well. Goes tell Margaret how he feels. And yeah, we see CJ talking with her friends. and she's going to go over and say hey to him. And yeah, Mordecai goes over to Margaret, and Margaret introduces Mordecai and Rigby to her cousin. Yeah, her cousin. And the reason why she was saying yes, yes, and bending on one knee is because he got a new leg. A new wooden leg. So yeah, it was a misunderstanding the whole time. And yeah, this is where it goes bad for Mordecai, because CJ comes over, and of course Margaret is like, are you dating this girl? And he's like, no, we're just friends. And yeah, she then gets all stormy like, and yeah, destroying stuff and just causing a mini tornado. And yeah, Mordecai is saying that he didn't mean to hurt her feelings, just not having the same feelings that she most likely would have had. And she's like, I thought if we would have hung out more, you would have begun to like me. And yeah, he's like, he is sorry for not telling CJ about Margaret and wondering if she could still be friends with him. And she's like, I'm not so sure right now. And yeah, she just leaves if she still wants to be friends with him, and just leaves Mordecai. And yeah, we do have a sense of, it seems like Margaret is a bit jealous as well that Mordecai can see, which yeah, she just walks away. And yeah, wondering if Rigby is wanting to go to the movies, and he's like, nah, I'm over it, man. And he's like, who am I supposed to go with? And yeah, we see at the movie theaters, and yeah, Mordecai went with Margaret's cousin at the end. But yeah, a whole misunderstanding with when it came to Mordecai, and when it came to what he thought with Margaret. And again, really hope that we do see that CJ character, because she is a quite interesting character, I would say. And if she does get back, like if she does, like continue to be friends with Rigby in the future, like I would really like that, because she's quite an interesting character. And yeah, we go to the next episode, which is another good one. And yeah, it starts with Mordecai and Rigby up on this hill and doing these tricks with the golf cart and going through these cones and in this hole. And yeah, managed to do all of it. And it ends up going down a hill. And then we see Pops' dad, Pops' father, you know, the boss, the main boss of the park. And yeah, we do see, or they do see the golf cart getting destroyed. And yeah, he gets angry. Pops' dad gets angry with Benson. And of course Mordecai and Rigby overhearing him, hearing the conversation. And he's like, if you don't get the golf cart repaired at the dealer, when the coupon the coupon like thing this expires tomorrow, so he has till tomorrow to get the golf cart repaired. If he doesn't do it, then Pops' dad will have no choice but to fire Benson. And yeah, of course Benson is angry with Mordecai and Rigby, and of course they're trying to tell him that it's a long drive, and he's like, I'll take that chance. And yeah, we see him taking the drive and in the rain and at the gas station, and then the car dealership is 1,000 miles. And then Mordecai and Rigby actually tagged along, and of course he's angry with them, like I told you to stay at the park, and ends up making messes in the car, like spilling the water, trying to open the napkins, and yeah, it going everywhere, even having him to stop by a policeman. And of course they're wondering, or Rigby is like, why do you hate us so much, Benson? And he's like, I don't hate y'all, I just don't like this, I just hate this, some of this stuff that y'all do when it comes to not working. And yeah, just getting angry again, just after he was getting angry with them and telling them not to say anything or do anything for the rest of the trip. And then, yeah, they have a good laugh when it comes to Pops' dad. And then they actually decide to listen to some music. And yeah, them actually having some time to, and even when getting stopped by a policeman again. And yeah, eventually Benson is starting to get tired. I mean, he has been driving all day. Which, yeah, when Mordecai and Rigby, or well, Mordecai is driving and looking at the map and seeing of where they're heading next, and see that the car dealer is actually not that far from where they are. And yeah, I was thinking to myself, please don't do it. And you know they're gonna do it with this arcade. Yeah, and yeah, they stop at the arcade, and apparently it's daytime. And of course, Benson wakes up, and he gets he pulls them out, which they didn't even realize that it's daytime. And yeah, they only got 30 minutes to get to the car dealer. And yeah, you actually have to kind of feel bad for Benson as well, because he starts crying, like after saying that Mordecai and Rigby may not care about on not doing their jobs and keeping them, but Benson wants to keep his job, because if he doesn't, then he has nothing. And yeah, Mordecai and Rigby then feel bad. And then when Benson gets out of the bathroom, yeah, the truck and the golf cart is gone. And then he tells this guy with a motorcycle if he saw where they went, which he gets the guy's motorcycle and gets back with Mordecai and Rigby and telling them that what are y'all doing in of this dangerous area that they're going to, but it's a shortcut or quicker way to get there. Which yeah, the bridge collapsed and the whole road is collapsing too. And yeah, they're getting past boulders, jumping through gaps of fire and these spikes. And yeah, they're doing the different tricks as well that they were doing with the golf cart before. And yeah, they see the car dealer, and the employees are ready to close, and they make it there just in time. And yeah, they end up going to the hospital, and it's like, even though Benson's like, even though the golf cart is getting repaired, the whole truck is damaged, and they're wondering when the whole repair for the truck would happen. But yeah, quite an interesting episode. I would say. And then we go to the next one in this review, the third episode of this review. And yeah, it starts with Mordecai and Rigby seeing Muscle Man building this huge water slide, and they're saying boo, and making them go up to do the water slide before it's even finished. Like, it's not even finished, and who knows if it's even stable as well. And yeah, they're saying that he's not gonna do it, and yeah, he does do it. He's riding, and yeah, the ramp at the end starts to collapse, and yeah, he ends up painfully hitting the tree and landing on this car. Yeah. And then, yeah, he's just like, seeing how cool he was. And then we see Death. Yeah, Death returns. The Grim Reaper returns. And, yeah, he's here to take Muscle Man's soul. And, yeah, Mordecai and Rigby are like, we'll do anything to not let Death take Mordecai's soul. And he's like, anything. And he needs a babysitter for their baby. For Death and his wife's baby. Because they're going on... Death is taking his wife out for their anniversary. And, yeah, locking Muscle Man in this little ball, in this little trinket. And yeah, we see Death's house, or mansion, pretty much. And we see Death's wife as well, which she's got 4 hands. And yeah, of course, Muscle Man is like, you two better know what you're doing, because yeah, Muscle Man's soul is in stake, is at stake here. And yeah, they're being told that they have to watch their baby, Thomas. Which, yeah, we see the baby. And yeah, he's saying that he is over, or he is at 300 years old, and his parents do not know that. And of course, he's not going to go to bed so easily, and he's wanting to do different things, like play with this baby toy that causes this fire and stuff to go out, and then ripping this toy's head off and shooting these Nerf guns like the toys, and then making this fireball that goes down the stairs, and then opening the refrigerator to feed Thomas. And we see all these weird different foods, and yeah, he doesn't want milk, he wants cookies, and he sucks the cookies, and he wants sugar. And then Mordecai gets a call from Des, and Des says that dinner was great, the anniversary was great, and they're heading back home now. Which yeah, they're gonna have to hurry to get their Thomas to sleep. And yeah, they're trying to look for Thomas, and they find Thomas in this library, and of course he's not going to go to bed until he gets a bedtime story. And they want him to read this book with fire surrounding and bones, skeletons holding it up. And yeah, it's a parody like of the Hungry Caterpillar, pretty much, because it has a caterpillar that they're raiding. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. So, and then at the end, this BAME comes out, and this caterpillar-like thing comes out, and the only way for them to get rid of the caterpillar is to feed it a soul, which of course they're not going to do. Muscle Mans. And yeah, Rigby managed to suck the worm back into the book, and yeah, apparently it's too late. They're supposed to get him at a certain time, and it seems that it's too late. And of course, he's saying of how Mordecai and Rigby are going to be so in trouble. And then the chandelier falls on top of Thomas. And then Des and his wife come back home and see all the different rubble that is going on, that's happened. And yeah, they don't even realize that their baby got crushed by a chandelier, but he's fast asleep. Yeah, their baby is fast asleep. And yeah, Des' wife thanks him for a great anniversary. And yeah, he actually says that Mordecai and Rigby are really great babysitters, better than the last ones. Which yeah, he has the last babysitter's soul on his fingers. And yeah, he gets Muscle Man out of the trinket, and saying that it won't be long until he comes back, because Muscle Man is having that hot dog eating contest, so he'll be back for him again. And then yeah, they're like, how are we gonna get back home now? But yeah, quite really good episodes, I would say. Like I said, season 3 is definitely, probably by far my favorite, up there with, of course, the first season of the show. But yeah, so at least, again, so far, of course. So yeah, I'd like to know what y'all think. Go to the next one.